Welcome,
guys.
Take
Chris,
a seat.
I half expected you to come out in a dressing gown.
Yeah.
But you're dressed.
Oh, no, much more casual tonight.
Have we had a walk-on like that before? That's a proper boxing.
I don't think we've had.
Very
That
good.
was very considered. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Chris, congratulations on the win. I mean, it was such an incredible fight. I've never watched a boxing match like that. It was just full energy, full adrenaline from the get-go. It was 12 grueling rounds. I mean, going into it, did you expect it to be as tough as it looked?
I'm not going to lie, I did not expect that to be the fight I would be involved in. I underestimated my opponent in Conor Benn. And, you know, I'm glad that he was able to match my spirit and my soul in that ring, because you know, it's captured the imagination of a nation. People are really, you know, they loved what they saw that night, and it takes two. So I'm grateful that we were able to put on a show for the fans.
Yeah, I mean, lots of people watched, including Robson. Here was
Amazing.
you were glued, weren't you?
It was pure theatre, and I've watched a lot of boxing, and it was like millions of others. That was a classic. It was an absolute classic. But what I couldn't understand was, in round 11, you're still having a chat. You are chatting. What are you talking about when you're getting hit in the face, Chris?
Yeah, you know what? I've fought for so many years now that it becomes natural to me to actually conversate with my opponent during a fight. And, you know, you've got to do whatever you can do to win. So I'm trying to manipulate, I'm trying to get in his head, I'm trying to get him off guard. And one of those ways was to talk to him while we are fighting. It's unorthodox, but, you know, it worked.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
beautiful, man.
It works.
It was beautiful.
Boxing, obviously, is one of the most dangerous sports on the planet. I mean, at what point did you realise that you wanted to follow in your dad's footsteps? And I guess what was his thoughts on it?
My father thought that I would not be tough enough to become a fighter, and he actually banned me from going to a boxing gym for a number of years, until finally one day he kind of gave in. You know, I was pestering and bothering him, let me do it. And at 14 years old, he finally decided that it was going to be enough. It was going to be okay for me to go into a boxing gym. And, you know, I got absolutely battered the first day I ever went into the gym. But that was what was needed to kind of bring that fire out of me. And, you know, a lot of guys, they go through something like that and they kind of, I don't want to do it anymore. For me, it was like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened to me. I'm used to winning in all these sporting events. You know, I was a track star and I'm swimming and rugby and football, and I was always winning. And then all of a sudden I've lost. And, you know, how did this happen? I've got to find a way to make sure this never happens again. And from that day on, I was hooked. 2 months later, I got back in the ring with the same guy, and I had my way with him. So, you know, after that, I knew this was the path I wanted to travel down, yeah.
You were estranged from your dad, but then you turn up together at the ring. That was one of the big moments. How did you reunite then? How did that happen?
He texted me the night before the fight, before I was fighting. I called him, and he said, "Where are you? I want to come and see you." And he showed up at my hotel an hour later, and he said, "I'm going to come and be with you for this fight." And it was such a shock, but, you know, it meant everything to me. It was, you know, to have my father come and be by my side at a time when there was so much going on in my life. There was so many things happening to me and people trying to, you know, sabotage what I was doing. For him to be there and show up at that, you know, 11th hour, it meant the world. And, you know, the fans and the public saw this, and it you know, it was love. It was family. It became more than just boxing.
It was like, I mean, it was like a movie.
Yeah.
No, it's a movie script that, you know, that you get back together at that moment. But there is one thing really quickly on it. Your dad's disguise.
It's
to
immense.
Get past hotel security. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, so, you know, he said, all right, well, you know, I'll come and see you. And I said, okay, I'll book you a car. But obviously, this has got to be we've got to keep this under wraps, you
Yeah.
know, because we don't want this coming out. We want it to be kind of a surprise. So he showed up at the hotel. I had to go down. I had a hood on and a mask. I go outside, not really knowing what to expect, because I haven't seen him in a long, long time. And he's got like he's in a full disguise. He's got like a face mask and a hood all over. He's wearing all these crazy shoes that he never wears. And it worked. And, you know, we snuck him into the hotel, put him up to the room, and that was it.
The drama was brilliant.
Perfect.
We've got to end it there. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, and we will see you all next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.